Welcome to the Writer Reads Ransomeers Book 1, A Planet's Ransom, Chapter 3, We Might Still Kill You. I'm not going to go into the first few days on that ship. Let's just say they had never seen a human before, and they set about getting to know us real well. I don't think there was a medical test I didn't do, or scan, or x-ray, or whatever, and it wasn't fun. And the food made us sick, and the air made us sick, and the way the ship moved through space made us sick as well. It took us a week to adjust, and the whole time they were testing this, poking that, and asking us all about our world. I hated them by the end of it, hated them all, and I hated my life and where it was at and what it had become. I really wanted to hurt something, and there was nothing I could touch, except myself or my classmates or the poor old soldier boys who'd gotten stuck up here with us. In the end, I found myself a corner and settled for trying to learn everything I could while I tried to work out some way to make some mischief that wouldn't get me killed. Before I could get that far, though, they put us right back in school. And I don't mean any school. I mean a school that went from the time we got up to the time we went to bed. Even mealtime seemed like classes, once they worked out what we could eat, that is. And wasn't that a joy? So they kept us busy, and they made sure we knew just how much we didn't know. Nothing like being told we might as well go back to kindergarten to really make us mad. But it was being mad that got us through. Sure, we still cried, although some of us cried more than others. And we still tried to pretend it was all a bad dream, but we played along, and we were so very, very angry. We started to work, but we still had time to worry about those we'd been taken from. "Where are our parents?" Sulin asked the alien she. It was after we'd finished our morning run, just before we filed into breakfast. We all froze, shuffling into a group around them so we could hear the answer. "We're still in negotiation," the alien said. "But when will we see them?" "They still think we might kill you." That shut us up for a little while, but one of us had to ask it. "So, will you?" My voice sounded like gravel, and I had to force myself to meet the creature's eyes, but I managed it, and my classmates hung on every word. The creature looked at me, and then it looked out over the rest of my class. Finally, it looked at the 4 soldiers who had come with us and been made to stay. "It's still a possibility." At first I didn't know what to say. I felt numb. I felt my face go all tingly, like the blood had drained right out of it. My voice seized up. The alien stared at us, and then turned as if to walk away. I cleared my throat. No way was I going to let her off that easily. No way. "What?" I managed. She stopped. To give her credit, she stopped, and she turned right back around. "I beg your pardon?" she asked, and it was as if something inside me snapped. "No!" I shouted. "I beg yours. What do you mean you might still kill us? What do you mean by that?" I hadn't meant to burst into tears, but I did. I was angry, and I was helpless, and if I didn't get some answers, well, someone was going to die. That thing had 2 more things beside her, and they both carried guns. Now, I know they were just stunners, but back then I thought they were for real, and so did my entire planet. "What do you mean?" I screamed, and I might have stepped right up to her if Mitch hadn't reached out and grabbed me by the shoulders. He pulled me back against his chest and folded his arms around me, but he didn't say a word. He just stood there, staring at her, demanding an answer without making a sound. Whatever. I saw that creature give us a long, long look, and then she sighed. "This time," she said, "I will answer you. This time, and this time alone. Next time one of you raises a voice at one of us in anger, you will all be punished." I drew a breath to tell her she meant we'd be killed, but Mitch was faster. He slapped a hand over my mouth. I didn't like it, but it was enough to remind me I had to cool down. I had to get a grip. "Your world is being brought into our Federation, and you should be glad it's us. Others would have just removed you from existence and taken it, or made you their slaves. We'll bring you under our protection and guide your race until you can stand as a member of the Federation on your own, and then we'll let you buy back your independence, should you desire it." Have to admit, I might be young, but I'm not stupid. I glared at her, but I kept my mouth shut. Having Mitch's hand over it helped a lot. "And this means your governments have to believe we mean business. We might choose incorporation, but we can also choose destruction. So joining's not optional. Trust Verity to come up with that one. The alien just raised her lip in a smile. No, but it sometimes takes a world a little time to realize it. Your world is taking longer than some, but it won't take as long as others. I shook my head free of Mitch's hand. So how many have you killed so far? I asked, and heard the creak of dryness in my tones. She regarded me with careful eyes, and then decided to tell me. I saw when she decided to be at least semi-honest. 20. Her response brought gasps of shock from around the group. They were followed by silence, but we waited, and I had to wonder how many times she'd gone through this before. Were any of them Australian? No, the alien said, her voice crisp. Not yet. And this time she did turn to go. I'm pretty sure there were more questions we wanted to ask, but not a single one of us dared to call her back. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit like. If you want to hear more, please hit subscribe. And I'll check you later. Take care out there.